Hey bakers, John Cannell from Preppy Kitchen here, and today we're making one of my favorite treats. It's whipped cream, also known as chantilly cream. We're gonna be going over some of the ways to flavor it, what kind of sugar to use, and most importantly, how do you decorate a cake with it? It is one of my most frequently asked questions, and all you have to do is one little trick to make it so much more stable while still being delicious. And no, it's not gelatin. Okay, let's get started. In this demo recipe, I'm using 2 cups of cold heavy whipping cream into the bowl of your stand mixer, or, ooh, this is super thick. If you're in America watching this, the Kroger whipped cream is crazy. They stabilize it with, I think, carrageenan, so it's like very creamy. You can use powdered sugar or granulated sugar. I actually prefer powdered sugar because it has some cornstarch in it, and that helps to stabilize the whipped cream a bit. If you're decorating a cake, you don't want things slipping and sliding as time goes on, so stick with the powdered sugar. You can make it a little bit sweeter if you want. I like my whipped cream just slightly sweet, so it's gonna be a 1/4 cup, but you could easily double it to 1/2 cup or even go crazy if you have a sugar tooth and add a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna whip this up, start on low, move to high. You might wanna cover it up because it will splatter on you. And the main thing is just to watch. Don't walk away from this, because if you do, it can over whip and things will turn kind of cheesy and curdle up. It'll still taste okay, but it will not look pretty at all. It'll turn into cheese, basically. You have to keep watching it though. Okay. So let's take a look and see where we're at. This is just about done. You could add a little bit more whipping in there, but what we're gonna do is flavor it. I'm reserving about maybe like 2/3 of a cup of this whipped cream to flavor a bit differently, but the rest of it will be plain old delicious vanilla. I'm adding in about a teaspoon and change. All right. I mixed it for maybe like 10 seconds extra, and that is as firm as I want to go. This whipped cream is very stable now. This is like the softer side. Perfect for eating, it's delicious. This is on the firmer side, and if you keep whipping it, it's gonna curdle. So this is as close as you want to go, and it's also good for piping. This will keep a nice shape, and you can top a cupcake with it, do whatever you want. But now, let me address the question that I get so often, it's shocking. How do you decorate a cake with whipped cream? People try this all the time because whipped cream is delicious and frosting is just too sweet and heavy for a lot of palates. Even for me, I really prefer a whipped cream cake, but it's so frustrating because what happens? It collapses. I had some cake catastrophes when I started out as a blogger because I wanted that light whipped cream taste, and then I put 1 layer on, it was okay. Put the 2nd layer on, and it was catastrophe. It just fell apart. So to stabilize my whipped cream, I'm using a secret ingredient, and that's mascarpone cheese. It tastes just like whipped cream. However, the thickness is pretty crazy. There's a couple things you have to watch out for when you do this. Some brands are a little bit grainy. It should be very creamy, wonderful cheese. If you have the grainy version, it's not gonna be the best for this. Spread it on some toast, do whatever you want, or carefully fold it in, but try not to over whip it because it will curdle. This is nice and creamy. It's a little bit thick. I'm gonna break it up into a bowl and just mush it around so there's no lumps and it's kind of just a bit smoother, if that makes sense. The other trade-off that you can see is the mascarpone is ever so slightly yellow. It's not pure white. So if you're trying to get a white whipped cream cake, you want to avoid the mascarpone. It's not the best choice for that, but the taste is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna add this into my whipped cream now. You can either fold it in or give it the quickest of whips on low. Just don't overmix it. That's the important thing. That's good. The rest of it I'm gonna do by hand just to make sure it's totally homogeneous. All right, so use your spatula and just fold the whipped cream into the mascarpone. Once you see it just nice and uniform, you're done. Don't overdo it. With this frosting, you can make delicious berry cakes, any kind of light summery flavor, and your cake will hold up. I'm just gonna caution you though, it doesn't last forever. So this is a whipped cream that you wanna make just before serving, or maybe a few hours ahead. The longer it's in the fridge, it will start kind of like losing a bit of consistency and it'll become a bit yellower. All right, now that this is done, I wanna show you a variation because you do not have to use vanilla. Rosewater is actually a traditional European and English flavoring. Vanilla wasn't common until a few hundred years ago, so roses were aplenty, very easy to make rosewater. Just add in a tiny drop. Don't go overboard because it's really strong. Mix it in. And now you have, I'm gonna add another drop. This is all for me, so I'm gonna be double dipping. Okay, there we go. That is so nice. Oh my gosh. Have it with something with pistachios in there. Have it with anything you want. This is actually my favorite, even more than the vanilla, because the aftertaste of it is just gorgeous. If you're in the grocery store and happen to be passing by the spice aisle, check out orange blossom water. It is so underutilized, but an amazing addition and perfect for a chantilly cream. What about some coffee? Use a little bit of espresso powder and your mind will be blown. It is so good. So sad because I will be eating the entire bowl of whipped cream. I'll space it out over time and have a couple like crackers in between those so it won't be disgusting. If you like this recipe, check out my berry cake. It has that fortified whipped cream frosting with berries, a really nice vanilla cake with almond flour in there as well, and it's delicious. If you like my videos, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.